The City of London has a rhythm of its own. Raindrops on cobblestones, red buses crossing Westminster Bridge, and the hum of lives intertwining in unexpected ways. For Amelia, a 24-year-old literature student at King's College, London was both home and muse. She believed love existed only in books, in verses of poetry, in the pages she filled late at night. But destiny had other plans. One cold, rainy evening, Amelia stepped into a small café near Covent Garden. She shook off her umbrella, tucked her brown curls behind her ear, and settled by the window with a cappuccino and her notebook. Her pen danced across the paper as she scribbled lines of poetry, when suddenly, the bell above the café door rang. In walked Ethan, a young architect with slightly messy brown hair, raindrops glistening on his coat. His eyes searched the room. Every seat was taken, except for the one across from Amelia. "Excuse me," he said with a polite smile. "Is this seat taken?" Amelia looked up, surprised, then shook her head with a shy smile. "No, it's free." That was how it began. They started talking, at first about books and architecture, then about London's hidden corners, then about their dreams. Hours passed like minutes. She loved how intently he listened, as though every word she spoke carried weight. He admired her passion, her way of seeing beauty in the smallest details. When they finally parted that night, Ethan asked softly, "Would you like to meet again?" Amelia nodded. And so their story unfolded. Their days became adventures. They walked hand in hand along the River Thames, the city lights shimmering on the water. They shared ice creams in Hyde Park, laughing as pigeons tried to steal a bite. They rode the London Eye, where Ethan whispered promises into Amelia's ear as the city unfolded beneath them like a glittering map of dreams. On Sundays, they wandered through Notting Hill's Portobello Market, buying flowers, vintage books, and tiny treasures that had no real value except the memories they carried. Every moment felt cinematic, like they were characters in a story bigger than themselves. For Amelia, love was no longer just something in novels. It was here, living, breathing, walking beside her. But love, even in its beauty, is tested. Ethan was offered a career-defining project in Paris. 1 year abroad. 1 year away from Amelia. She smiled through her tears and told him, "Go chase your dreams. I'll be right here waiting." The distance was hard. Nights felt longer, streets lonelier. But Amelia kept her promise. She wrote him letters, pages filled with longing, poetry, and hope. Ethan, no matter how busy, found ways to send her sketches of Paris. Little cafes, bridges, street corners, with notes that always ended the same way, "Every place I see reminds me of you." A year later, on a rainy London evening, the kind of night when their story first began, Amelia returned to that same Covent Garden café. She ordered her usual cappuccino, sat by the same window, and opened her notebook. She wasn't expecting him. But then the bell above the door chimed. There he was. Ethan. Standing at the entrance, soaked from the rain, holding a bouquet of roses. He walked up to her slowly, his voice trembling as he said, "I couldn't stay away. Every city, every dream, every building felt empty without you. Amelia. You are my home." Her eyes filled with tears as she rushed into his arms. In that moment, the café, the city, the whole world faded away. There was only the sound of rain against the window, and two hearts finding their way back to each other. From that night on, Amelia and Ethan built a life in London filled with books, drawings, laughter, and love. Their apartment smelled of fresh flowers and coffee, their shelves overflowed with stories and sketches, and every corner of the city became a memory carved into their hearts. And whenever it rained, they remembered the night it all began, with a simple question, whispered across a small café table. "Is this seat taken?"